Hello, dear students. Today we are going to learn about files in Visual Basic programming language. In files, we are going to particularly discuss about sequential files and binary files. Before moving on to the topic, let us first define what is file. File is a collection of information related to the particular application. File may be stored in a storage device. The storage device may be a hard disk drive, CD, flash drive, pen drive, whatever may be. Any kind of storage media can be used to store the contents of a file. How will we identify a file? For that purpose, we have to assign a unique name to that file. So that whenever you need to refer the contents of a file, you have to give the particular name of the file that is already assigned and stored into the storage device. File may be in any format. It may be a document file, text file, video file, or image file, whatever may be, audio file, any kind of file we can represent and we can store. Okay. If you see the name of the file, there are two parts. Here in this slide, at the bottom of this slide, you can see some of the names known as xxx.txt, yyyy.bmp. They are nothing but the name of the files. xxx.txt, we can easily represent, we can easily tell that the name of the file is xxx and the type of the file is text file. Because of the secondary name, after the dot symbol, it is given with txt, so that we can identify the name of the file is a text file. So if you see the name of the file, there are two parts. They are primary name and secondary name. So in between the primary name and the secondary name, there is a dot symbol. The dot symbol separates the name of the file into two portions. The prior to the dot symbol represents primary name. After the dot symbol represents the portion, after the dot symbol represents the secondary name, normally used to identify the type of a file. Okay. So in this slide we can see some of the files with the extension. So the first one will represent the document file and the name is AAA. The second one represents a text file and the name is BBB. The third one is image file, nothing but bitmap image file. BMP represents bitmap file, which is a kind of image file, and the name of the file is CCC. Similarly, the last one also, which is a video file, named as DDDD. So every file should have a unique ID through which only the file will be identified or represented. Okay. So what is file organization? File organization represents a way through which the contents of a files are stored or accessed. If we want to write some contents into the file or read some contents from the file, then we have to follow certain procedure. So that is known as file organization. We have to organize the files in such a way so that reading and writing process will be easily handled. Visual Basic supports three different kinds of file organization. They are random files, sequential files, and binary files. For any kind of file, it may be a random file or sequential file or even a binary file, whatever may be, but file handling process involves three different steps. They are open a file, process a file, close a file. Okay, the first step is, in order to handle the file, first step is we have to open a file. Okay, by using certain syntax we have to open a file, and if you want to read some contents into from the file, or write into the file, we have to follow the syntax. Okay, so for the different type of operations, we have to follow the correct syntax. Okay, so totally there are three different steps involved in handling the files. Okay, let's discuss about the sequential files and binary files. What is sequential file? Sequential file represents the contents line by line. Okay, so sequential file is ideal for applications working with text files. If you are going to work with the text files, then we can select sequential file organization. Okay, so both reading and writing of data taken place line by line. So normally if you want to read contents from the file, it will be read line by line. Starting from the first location of the file, it will read the contents line by line. Okay, if you are going to write the contents into the file, then writing process will be taken place line by line. So line by line process will be followed in the sequential files. Okay, there are three different modes supported by sequential files. One is input mode, second one is output mode, third one is append mode. So what is input mode? If you want to read the contents from the file, then we have to use input mode. We have to open the file in an input mode. If you want to write some contents into the file, then we have to open the file either in an output mode or in an append mode. But what is the difference between output mode and append mode? Output mode causes the creation of file by removing the previously stored contents. At every execution of the program, at every execution of the open statement with the output mode, causes the file contents are to be erased. It will newly create a file at every time. But it is not like that in the case of append mode. Append mode will cause the creation of file without erasing the previously stored contents. It will add, append means add, the previously, along with the previously stored contents, it will add the new content. Okay, so that is the difference between output mode and append mode. So if you are going to create a file, then either of output mode or append mode is to be used. So this is the syntax for writing the data into the file. So we have to open the file in an output mode. So this is the syntax: string 1 equal to hello welcome. That is the content I am going to write into the file. And f number equal to free file. Free file is the standard method we have to use to uniquely identify some number to the particular file, file1.txt. So in order to refer file1.txt, the unique number will be used. So free file should be used for randomly assigning some unique number to the file. The system will automatically assign the number with the help of the method free file. So we have to give free file, and that number is assigned to the variable f number. So whenever you want to refer file1.txt, we have to give the variable f number. Okay, so the syntax for opening the file is open d:\file1.txt. That means the file1.txt is a file which is going to be created, which is a new file, and where it should be created in the drive D. File1.txt file is to be created for output. Which mode it will use? Output mode it will use as f number. As is the syntax. This is the syntax a standard one we have to follow. F number is the number that is already assigned by using the free file method. Okay, so that is the standard statement we have to use to create a file, file1.txt. Similarly, we can give any file name. You can give file to any file, employee, then student, like that. You can give any name to create a file as a new one. Then print hash symbol f number comma str1. That means the contents already assigned to the string variable str1 is written into the file that is identified by using the variable f number. Hash symbol is a standard notation we have to use. Okay, so print statement will take two parameters. The first one is the file to where the contents are to be written, and the second parameter is the actual contents which are to be written into the file. So there are two parameters we have to use to write the contents into the file. So this is the syntax for writing the contents into the file. That means creating a file. Okay, and then if you want to write or create a file using append mode, the same syntax we have to use, the previous syntax, the same syntax we have to use, but the difference is instead of using output mode here, it is with append mode. That is the only difference between creating a file using output mode and append mode. The same syntax here also used, but the difference is in the place of output mode we have to use append mode. Okay, I already explained you the difference between opening a file in an output mode and append mode. Again I tell you the concept that if you open the file in an output mode, at every execution the file1 will be opened as a new file. The already stored contents will be erased. But if you open a file in an append mode, the append mode will add the contents. So it will not erase the already stored contents. Instead, it will add the contents along with the previously stored contents. That is the difference between working with output mode and append mode. Okay. And then if you want to read the contents from a file, this is the syntax. F number equal to free file. So this is the standard representation that is uniquely identify the file by assigning some, randomly assigning some number. That will be done by the system. And then open d:\file1.txt, that is already we have mentioned for creating the file. The same file we are going to read. So for input as f number. Okay, so the f number is already assigned with the method assigned by some number with the help of free file. That variable we have to use here. But now the file is opened in an input mode. The reason is we are going to read the contents. Okay, so that for input as f number, then string 1 equal to input of LOF of f number comma f number. That means we have to input the contents. It takes two parameters. First one is LOF represents length of file. Length of file represents the entire file contents you are going to take from the read from the file. Okay, so LOF represents length of file. So length of file means the total number of bytes already stored into the file. It will take the entire contents, entire set of contents from the particular file. F number represents the file from where the contents are to be read. The file is already uniquely assigned by using the free file method. So that variable here we are using. Okay, so that input statement takes two parameters. First one is the contents which are to be read from the particular file, and then from which file it is going to read the contents. Okay, so this is the syntax for reading the contents. So the contents which are read from the particular file will be stored into the variable str1, and then you can display the variable str1 to get the display of the contents of the file1.txt. And then working with binary files. If you are going to work with binary files, okay, instead of referring the content as a text line by line, here the contents are referred as byte by byte. Okay, instead of referring the contents line by line in the sequential files, in the binary file the contents are written into as byte by byte. Okay, so binary means 0 and 1, combination of 0 and 1, so that the contents will be written into in the format of bytes. Okay, so both reading and writing taken place byte by byte, and then we can read the contents into any binary from any binary location, or write the contents into the file at any byte location. Okay, so we have to represent the byte location at where it has to read or at where it has to write. Okay, so reading and writing normally done by representing the byte location. Okay, so the syntax for opening a binary file and creating a binary file is given here, that is f number equal to free file as usual, then open file1.txt, that is the name of the file. We can give any file name. Instead of text file we can give doc also. Okay, for binary as f number. The mode we have to represent specifically as binary. The only change here we have to do. Okay, then put hash symbol f number comma 50 comma hi dear students. The meaning is put statement is used to write the contents into the binary file. If you are working with a binary file, then put statement we can use. There are 3 arguments we have to give. The first argument as symbol f number represents the file to where the contents are to be written. Okay, the second argument represents the byte location. 50th starting from the 50th byte location it will start writing. Okay, hi dear students, that is the content going to be written starting from the location 50. Okay, that is the meaning of this put statement. So if you leave blank in the place of 50, then it will take its default binary location. Okay, so you can leave that location. If you do not want to mention it specifically, you can leave it as a blank one. That means hash symbol f number comma comma then the contents. That means it will automatically take the byte location and at where it will start writing. Okay, that is the meaning of reading the contents into the binary file. Okay, so the last step is after reading the contents or writing the contents into the file, we have to finally close the file. This is the syntax for closing the file. That means a single statement, close the file number. This is the number that is already assigned by using the free file. Okay, free file we have to use. That free file number is assigned to f number. That number you have to represent to close the file. So close f number. Okay, let see the example. For that purpose I developed a VB application. First 3 command buttons I used for the purpose of working with the sequential file, and the next 2 command buttons, these 2 command buttons are used for working with binary file. And then this text box I used for two purposes. For giving input, when you are writing the data into the file, we have to give some data, the contents which are to be written into the file we have to give. So for that purpose I used the text box. Here I have to type the data which is to be written into the file. Okay. And then after writing the contents into the file, we have to get the display of the contents. Actually, what are the contents written into the file you want to get, right? So in order to get the display of the data which are written into the file using the text control. So text control holds two purposes. They are for giving the input and for getting the display of the contents from the file. Okay. First, before executing the program, let's see the codings. Okay, this is the coding I used for developing the application. Here the same codings I already explained you in the slideshow. I used here. This message box strlof of f number is used to display the actual size of the file. Okay, file1.txt is here I am using. So in order to get the size of this file, we can use lof of f number, and I basically this will be in the integer type. So to display the output, we have to convert it into string, because the message box statement will accept will display the string contents only, so that the byte information will be converted into string type by using this statement. And then the next one, text1.text equal to input of lof of f number comma f number. This is used to get the input. The input statement will get the input from the data file, text file, file1.text. Here f number is representing file1.text, that is used here. So how many bytes it has to access from the file we have to represent. So the entire file is to be accessed. All the contents which are written into the file we have to access, so that lof of f number. The reason is we do not know the actual size of the file in clear. Okay, so that it is generally given as lof of f number comma f number. So the first argument represents the contents which are to be accessed from the file, and the second argument represents the file from where the contents are to be accessed. The file1.text is to be used for accessing the contents, that is represented by using the file number f number. Okay, and then the next coding is for creating the file in an output mode. Using the output mode, a file is created. Same syntax I used here. The print statement takes two arguments, the file to where the contents are to be written, and the text1.text will represent actually we have to type the contents which are to be written into the file over the text control, so that from the text control it has to take the contents. That is the meaning of the second argument. Text1.text is the source from where the contents are to be taken and written into the file1.text. Okay, the third one is command 3 click event is for append mode, creating a file in an append mode. Okay, the only difference is instead of using output mode, here we have to use append mode. The remaining thing is same. Okay, the next one is binary file. Binary file creation. We have to create the binary. We have to create a binary file by opening the mode as a binary mode. Okay, so here we have to give append mode for creating a file in an append mode, but here we are going to create a file in a binary mode, so that we have to give the mode as binary. Okay, and then the purpose of giving this statement is L1 equal to LOF of F number. Okay, as we already discussed that LOF of F number gives the size of the file. Okay, here the file F number is representing the file file2.doc. So that LOF of F number will give you the size of file2 document file. Okay, and then the reason here I am using L1 equal to LOF of F number is for every writing process, the writing of the contents will be starting from the location after the last character of the file. Okay. For example, if the size of the file is 10 bytes, then when you add more contents, when you are trying to add one more line into the binary file, then the starting process will be actually taken place from the 11th location. So for that purpose here I used L1 equal to L1 plus 1. That means after the last, after the location of the last character of the file, it has to start writing. Okay, so L1 equal to L1 plus 1. Okay, then put statement is used to write the contents into the binary file. So put then 3 arguments. The file number, that means the file to where it has to write the contents, and then the location at where it has to start writing, and then the contents, the actual contents which are to be placed or which are to be written into the binary file. So totally 3 arguments we have to give in the put statement. Okay, and then the next command 6 click event is for displaying the contents of binary file. So the same thing, it has to be opened in a binary mode, and then the contents are to be accessed from the binary file. The same coding that I already used for the input mode I used here. Text1.text equal to input of LOF of number, comma F number. The same statement here I used. Okay, there is no difference of accessing the reading the contents from the binary file. Okay, let's execute the program. Okay, so if you are going to create a file, we have to give some contents. Okay, type the text here, which is to be written into the file. Okay, so after giving 2 lines of input, typing the 2 lines of input over the text control, I have to give output mode. So this message box is for displaying the actual size of the file. Okay, before start writing, what is the actual size? Since it is going to start the creation of a file as a new one, so that 0 byte. Okay, to display the contents of the file file1.txt, we have to click input mode. Okay, 23 bytes actual size. Okay, then these 2 lines I recently typed so that the same contents displayed again. Okay, then to work with the append mode, okay, as I already told you, append mode will add the contents. Okay, now I just enter 2 more lines, then give append. To see the entire file, we have to click again input mode. Now the size is 41 bytes. Okay, okay, already by using output mode I created these 2 lines, and by using append mode I created these 2 lines. Okay, just erase it. So append mode will not erase the already stored contents. Okay, now I show you the working concept of output mode. Okay, if I enter some text over here and I click output mode, then the previously stored lines, 4 lines already stored in the file, those lines will be erased because of the output mode. Okay, let me show you the creation of file using output mode. Okay. This is the new content I am entering. Okay, new 2 lines. Now I just click output mode. Okay, just to see the difference. It is started from the location 0. That means it is creating a file as a new one. Okay, the previously stored contents will be erased from the file. Just to see the difference. Just to see the contents. The previously stored 4 lines of text will be text erased now, and then the 2 newly typed contents are stored. Okay, only these 2 lines are recently typed, so these 2 lines are saved into the file. Okay, that is the difference between working with output mode and append mode. Okay, keep the same contents as it is and just create the binary file. Now the binary file is created by adding the 2 lines. These 2 lines are added into the binary file. Okay. And just read the binary file. Okay. These 2 lines are already stored. Okay. Already these 2 lines are available in the binary file, so that along with those contents, the newly entered lines are added. Okay. Just erase these lines and add a new line, then give binary file creation, then read the contents, just to see the lines here. So the reason of giving L1 equal to L1 plus 1, whereas L1 equal to LOF of F number is shown here. That is, after this position, after the character E, it has to start writing the next line. Okay, so that after this one, it has to write the next line. Okay, have a great day is the new line, that is I typed over here, that is added. Okay, if I enter one more line, that has to be added after the character Y. After this character Y, the new text is to be added. Okay, just I show you the next execution just by giving some more lines. Okay, these 3 lines I newly entered. Okay, just binary file creation, then read binary file, just to see the difference. Okay, after the character Y, the new lines are added. Okay, the new lines will be added as a new line or next to the previous character. Okay, the last character position will be taken and plus 1 will be added, so that the next position will be considered for adding new lines. Okay. Okay, I hope you all understand the concept of sequential file and binary file. Thank you.